Hey everybody, my name's Erna Hackett. I am the Director of Worship for Urbana. I live in Portland, Oregon, and I'm on staff with InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. I feel like I'm a real late bloomer when it comes to music and worship leading. When I was in college, I was asked to lead worship, but I didn't because I didn't think it was real leadership, and I wanted to be a real leader. But then I came on staff with InterVarsity and we needed somebody to lead worship, so I did it out of necessity. And then I started to realize that worship can serve a really significant role. In addition to being a space for people to interact with God, it could actually be a place, particularly for us to live into our value for multi-ethnic community. Because I think that's something that's easy to talk about and hold as a value, but then you actually have to take concrete steps to live into it. I continue to lead primarily in the context of InterVarsity conferences, and I took a sabbatical in my early 30s, and in that season, actually felt like God was saying, you aren't taking yourself as an artist very seriously. My mom's a Korean immigrant. My dad was a lot older. There wasn't a value in my family for pursuing the arts, so I think I was a little bit of a repressed artist. So in my 30s, actually, I went to music school and I did a vocal program, and then I went part-time in ministry and started a band, started a cover band, wrote originals, and actually began working as a singer for a season. Urbana is amazing. I love this conference. I'm so excited about it. As a student, I went to Urbana in '96, and for me, it was this paradigm shift to realize, I think as people in the United States, it's easy to have essentially a version of global self-centeredness, and Urbana opened my eyes to how the church was growing and diverse and moving all over the world. So it just shifted my understanding of God's global church. But also, I remember talks on racial reconciliation and seminars on that. I think that Urbana '96 actually deepened my convictions about multi-ethnicity and racial reconciliation domestically as well. And so that was something I was able to pursue and live into as a staff. There's a legacy to this conference that's profound. So when you get to Urbana, you see a worship team leading a few songs, but there's actually been this labor of love that has happened over the whole last year. And what I'm very proud of is I think we have lived the very thing we're going to be inviting you into at Urbana. Urbana, the theme is, what story will you tell? And when we talk about worship, we're going to say when we sing other people's songs, we have to enter into their story. We have to care about the history of those people who wrote those songs and whose experiences shaped that style of music. And I think that what we've done this year is actually do that with each other. And so when we're singing a gospel song, sure, it took a lot of work to get it excellent musically and vocally, but then there was a whole journey of coming to understand what's gospel music about, getting to know the African American members of our team, hearing their story. We were doing all of this in the context of the Black Lives Matter movement, an incredibly painful and tumultuous year in terms of talking about justice issues for particularly the Black community. And so we needed to take to heart entering into each other's stories, but particularly, I would say, the story of what is happening for Black folks in the United States. And so when we sing a gospel song, I think it's actually this culmination of a relational experience, of a transformational experience, of a learning journey, and we're offering all of that to the Urbana delegates to say, enter into this whole thing with us. So one thing that surprises people is when they find out that we just have one worship team for the whole conference, because I know that that's unusual. What I think is really special about that is we don't want to just perform songs, but we really want the whole Urbana community to be able to learn a repertoire of songs and experience them together. And we wrote songs that we felt like these themes don't exist in our repertoire. So for example, we're going to be praying for the persecuted church. There aren't a lot of songs about that. And so we wrote a song so that we can enter into worshiping God along that theme, but then also take it with us as we leave. I think too, we want to share the whole Urbana experience with you. So we come in together, and what you're hearing, we're hearing. What you're learning, we're learning as well. The themes that you're being invited into, we've meditated on all year. Because we think of musical worship as more than just a performance, but actually spiritual leadership. And so we want to partner with God and with this community to make that whole experience deeper together.